What's going on, guys? This is Kaisho, welcome back. So we are back with another video. So for today's video, I'm going to present you guys my Dragonmaid deck profile that I have used on Battle Nexus 2025 Philippines Edition. And this tournament was played under the January 2025 regulation, but also the Deck Build Justice Hunters pack was already legal because it was released last week, and I am forced to adapt to a condition where Primite, Blue Eyes, and Orcus and Ryzil and Malice are arguably the top tier decks in our country, bar the White Forest and Tenpai Dragon and Regenesis, no, which are also popular. And also, we also need to take into consideration the Yami, the Dragon Tail, and K9. So it's pretty hard to prepare against all of those decks, and I just thought of a deck list that can deal with most matchups. So I designed my deck to be generally good as possible on a lot of variations against meta decks, rogue decks. But I think I have made an approach where I should have been more careful against the more popular decks in the country rather than thinking the whole metagame landscape. And I'm not really prepared against the best decks available like Malice and Ryzil, for example, because I also want to answer the other decks like Yami, Dragon Tail, and K9. So all in all, I went X-3 and sadly missed the top cut opportunity because only X2 above were qualified for the top 16. And yeah, I didn't make the day 2, but I still want to share the Dragonmaid deck profile that I have piloted because I still think that I have done a good job on playing a very slow tempo, very weak end board, and also very unpopular Dragonmaid in the metagame. So moving on towards our main deck, we do have 40 card main deck, short and concise. We do have triple chamber, standard. Some play too, I have seen people in South Korea and China that are playing two chamber, but I still wanna bank on the consistency of chamber that it offers, searching of spell and traps. Of course, tiding and hospitality are so good. And next would be triple parlor. Another monster that was trained on some occasions, but yeah, I think I still wanna play 3 parlor. And next would be kitchen, 3 copies. Arguably your best starter in this deck, so you wanna play 3. And with the big dragons, we are playing 1 stern, 1 lorper, and 1 tinkage. You only need 3 of these. And moving on, we do have triple ash blossom standard, just to answer the Maxian, Foalos, and Purulia. Next, we do have triple Droll. I think I have made a mistake where I have opted to play Droll because I really thought that Droll would be so good on general matchups, especially against rogue decks now, for example, and Voice Primate and Ryzil, but to be honest, it was lackluster against Malice and other matchups where it doesn't even matter whether they play around Droll or not, no. So I think you need to be very careful on considering if you're going to play Droll on the main deck. This deck build Justice Hunters format. And next would be Triple Mourner. So Triple Mourner is very unexpected for the most part. A lot of people doesn't know whether you're going to throw Mourner at them, and it can catch them off guard. And very good as well on choking out tight situations and also answering the Altarion. The sudden pop of Altarion on your field against Dragon Tail is so annoyingly frustrating. So you wanna deal with Mourner against that instance. And next to the Veiler, pretty good, but I cannot say it is solid because I would wanna run Flawless over Veiler, but sadly I don't have the financial capacity to buy the Flawless. So I just run with Veiler, and probably Purulia could be better, but also I didn't have the time to buy Purulia earlier this week. So yeah, I still run with triple Veiler. And next would be double Maxi standard. We are OCG, of course. And moving on towards the spell, with the 2 hospitality. I think 2 is fine. I never had an instance where I am looking for the third copy. And next would be 1 change over, standard. And the double, call by. And 1 cross out. Still very valuable. I think you could play this deck with only 2 call by. But with 1 cross out, you are safe from so many deadly hand traps because 1 hand trap can literally end your turn, no? One Ash, one Veiler, one Imperm can end your turn if they hit it with your normal summon, so it's really bad. So you just wanna avoid them. And next would be one Prosperity, consistency card. And next would be double Super Poly, the MVP of the tournament. Hands down the best card on this deck. The only reason why I'm playing Dragonmaid is I can main deck Super Poly and I can answer the Malice Blue Eyes matchups with my Super Poly extra deck targets. And Super Poly being a card that is cannot be responded to is a heavy bonus for this, and I really think that Super Poly would be still good post April ban list, and you're going to answer Dragon Tail boards, Yummy boards, and other stuff, no? So I think it's really phenomenal. Next would be 2 tidying for our traps. So 2 tidying, I think you only need 2. I often side the second copy when going second, so yeah, I prefer it to be at 2 only. Next would be triple infinite impermanence. So very solid hand trap. A lot of people in Japan are trimming the imperm into 2 and even none on some occasions, but I still really think that imperm is still very good on C regions. Moving on towards our extra deck, I'm running double lady. 2 is fine. Next we do a double shoe. Our boss, of course. The deck is just existent just to summon out the Omni Negate shoe. And we do a triple house. Before I was looking for the third copy of house on grindy games, but it doesn't come up on high tempo decks. Either you lose very bad against your board or you overwhelm them with your aggression. So yeah, only 2 house. And next would be 1 Filia Regis. Didn't come up. I'm really thinking of cutting this card into a better Super Poly target next time. But yeah, if it comes up, it will be very good for you. But sadly, it didn't came up for me. And next would be Chaos Star Source Dragon, another solid fusion target for the Super Poly and Dragonmaid itself, no? So yeah, I think it's really optimal to play this one. And next would be Mud Dragon of the Swamp, didn't come up as well. And next would be Garura, standard Super Poly target. And we do have 1 Guard Dragon, World Legacy. This is a very solid inclusion. I have a Malice matchup where he flooded his board with so many Link monsters, and I use Super Poly, and I'm saying to him that I'm going to use 3 materials for this, or 3 Link monsters from him, and he cannot really believe it, but yeah, he's only expecting the Earth Golem Ignister, but I ran this specifically against Malice, who plays so much Link monsters on their field, like a Pulusa, for example, no? And of course, the Cold, and their other Malice Link monster. So yeah, I ran Guard Dragon to answer that. And next would be Blue Eyes Tyrant. Excuse me. Blue Eyes Tyrant. I think Tyrant could be really clutch on some situations, but I often see myself fusion summoning Shu or Chaos Star Source against the Blue Eyes matchup. I would run this if the opponent does have a bunch of monsters on the field, but yeah, I often clear them out with Super Poly already, and we do have the seals as our link, of course, standard. And next will be Striker Dragon, just to link climb, and one Little Knight, very generic. That's it for our extra deck. And moving on towards our side deck, running triple Lancea, of course, we need to respect the Malice, and probably Orcus, the most budget meta deck out there. And next will be double Nib, standard as well. Now we wanna respect the combo decks. And we do have double Dark Ruler no more to answer the Yummy. I think Yummy is still a respectable deck even though it is 1 week of the box. I think a lot of people pick up Yummy and it is very strong. And next would be 1 Lightning Storm to answer the back row and even Blue Eyes Primate sometimes, no? And next would be Harpy's Feather Duster, another solid output card. And next would be double Evenly Match to clear out rogue decks, stun, beat, regenesis, for example, no? And moving on towards our going first cards, we have triple ASF. Probably the best going first card for me. even though you could suffer sometimes when you top deck a spell, no? But it's more important to stop your opponent from resolving their Lightning Storm or Dark Cooler No More, for example, no? So triple ASF could be the next big thing for the side decking patterns of going first, moving forward. And next would be one Skill Drain, the last card on our side deck. Very substantial card for us because Shu is already 3-5 and House is 3k. So you can beat down the opponent and rely on your fusion summoning mechanics from the changeover and also the contact fusion of Lady. So yeah, still valuable for our extra deck, rather side deck. So yeah, that sums up my Dragonmaid deck profile report for the Battle Nexus 2025 Philippines edition. So if you found this video informative or helpful, please consider subscribing. It definitely motivates me a lot to keep providing this content for you guys. So once again, thank you for watching. See you on the next one. Peace.